to Crypto Moonshots. Today we're going to be talking about Bittorent and kind of look at what's going on with it and try to make some predictions based on technical analysis and try to find a good area of buying in if you're not in it already, or if you already have it, when is the best time to sell. So before we get into it, if you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that bell for daily updates about various coins, and let me know what coins you guys want me to cover in the comments. I'm willing to do anything. I'm a new YouTuber, so I am very open-minded as of this moment. So before we get into these metrics and kind of looking at the stochastic RSI and the MACD, I like to kind of focus on this graph right here, okay, and kind of see what's going on with it. I realized I drew a lot of lines, okay, so I'm gonna kind of explain that real quick. So the green lines are all weekly levels, okay, and basically in this bull run, I drew these lines, okay, and then the red lines are the daily levels, and then the blue lines are some 4-hour levels, okay. So after going up, let's check. So this is something to keep in mind. After going up around 800%, right, and correcting about 50%, right, and that's totally okay, right? After going up 800%, a 50% correction is, completely fine, okay. This is what the graph has been kind of looking like, okay. So let me just get rid of this wedge right there. So it's kind of been stuck between these two levels, okay. And ideally what we want to see is we want to see it accumulate and consolidate between two levels that are kind of established, right? So if we could accumulate in these levels, right, and then again the market is bleeding today, so everything's just been going down, okay, because the market was just on such a bull run these past few days, so it makes sense. But if we can accumulate between two different levels, right, and then we shoot up, that's gonna be healthy, okay. What I don't want us to happening, right, is just coming up and like breaking different levels and then going back up and breaking different levels, and not really establishing, just kind of being all over the place, okay. So that's the thing that I'm keeping an eye out for. I really want this to look like a healthy graph, and I always talk about V-chain, right? V-chain looks like this, dips up, goes down. You guys can't even see that. Let me draw that again. This is what V-chain looks like, right? It's been just doing this, like little bunny hills, okay. So that it's been looking like a very healthy graph, okay. So the thing is with BitTorrent right now, okay, so it came back down, right, and it bounced from this level right here, okay. As you can see, we kind of touched it over here as well, right. It bounced from this level and it went up around 33%, and then it came straight back down, right, and it's been making lower lows since then, okay. So it's been making lower lows. All right, that's a low right there, that's a low right there, and then that's a low right there, and we actually wicked and touched this level, okay. So the thing to keep in mind is that when we draw a wedge, okay, so let's just take it from here. This is an approximation, and then put it right there, okay. Now, as you can see, it touched the top of that wedge right there, right? What we wanted to see happen, and someone posted this on Reddit, so credit to them. They posted this wedge. What they said was this is a strong buy signal and it's gonna break through the upside, okay. Now the problem with that is, yes, if it accumulated between this level, right, and it touched that level and it bounced off, right, there was a we could have come over here, okay, we could have touched that level, okay. Now the problem with that is we actually wicked through the wedge right there, and we're actually forming a 4-hour candle below it, okay. So here's my take on it. My take on it is that we got to wait a little bit, obviously, because if it breaks below this wedge, then there's a good possibility that it could keep bleeding, okay. It could keep bleeding, and if you are like anxious to get into BitTorrent, I think any area around this area is honestly good, like in the long run. I think you can get in like at that level and like be safe and set your buy limit, and you'll get in for sure. I think that we're definitely going to come back and touch this level since we already wicked to it. That's around the 0.006, okay. So I think that's definitely a level we could come and touch. Now, if it keeps bleeding, if it keeps making lower lows, I think we could definitely see this as well, okay. So if you want to be more greedy, I'd recommend this level as well. Okay, this 0.00619. That's for if you want to be more greedy. Obviously, the lower the level, the more greedy you are, right? So if you want to get in ASAP, then maybe right here is a good pickup time. Not right now. You can wait till it bleeds a little bit, right around. Let's check. Around another 6%, right, and then pick it up. If you want to be more greedy, then you can pick it up right there, right? So if it keeps making lower lows, we could come touch this level right here. Okay. Personally though, I think that it depends on the market as well. I mean, we can't just look at BitTorrent specifically. If the market keeps correcting, then there's a chance that we could even break that level and we could just come back down here. Okay, so it kind of depends on the market. But if we look at BitTorrent specifically, right, I think that there's a possibility that we could definitely like hold this level. Okay, I think because there's 1 week right there, 2 weeks right there, and this is a daily level, and I think because it's corrected so much, I think that there's gonna be real buy power with BitTorrent, and I think that there's a possibility that we could come back up, and not like that, obviously, like make higher lows, okay, and higher highs, okay. So those are the two possibilities. Now let's look at the other metrics and see what they're telling us. So the stochastic RSI is telling us that we're getting into the oversold region around right here. As you can see, this was overbought, right? And this is oversold. Okay, so we're getting in that region. Now, if we kind of zoom in, those lines are separate right now. And when they cross, it's kind of a good time to, it's kind of like a buy signal. However, keep in mind that this is a historical indicator, right? So, right when the lines cross, we're already like down, 10-15%. So it's not going to like cross at the very top, at the very peak. And you can see that right there. Okay. So the trajectory is looking like, it's going to come down a little bit more. It's going to come down a little bit more before it crosses. Why does this keep getting in my face? Okay, let's move that right here. It's going to come down a little bit more before it goes back up. Okay. So that's why I think this blue line is for sure a possibility based on the stochastic RSI. Okay, that's what it's telling us. However, we are in the oversold region. So even if you bought right now, I don't think that that'd be too bad of an area to buy. Okay, just because based on the stochastic RSI, we are in the sold area. Okay, so now let's take a look at the MACD. And the MACD is telling us, and this is on the 2 hour. Let me change that to the 4 hour. So again, the MACD is, when the lines cross, like right there, that's a sell signal. And then when they cross, down here, that's a buy signal. Now, the interesting thing is, if we kind of look at this, these lines kind of cross and then they cross again. So, no. So that's still not a buy signal. Okay, so you got to look to see when these lines are going to cross again. Again, I do think that it's going to bleed a little bit more, but I think if you guys already have MACD, I really recommend it. I've been using it recently, and it's really been helping me. Again, when these lines cross, that's a sell signal, and then when they cross at the bottom, that's a buy signal. And it actually didn't really quite get that right here. So the MACD didn't get that one, and that's like one of the first times I've seen it not get it. So the lines didn't cross when you were supposed to buy at the bottom right here. Okay, so yeah, but it's still a great indicator to have. Okay, and what we're looking at is we're kind of looking at this it's just been coming down. I kind of want to see a reversal before I kind of get in. Okay, so again, I think if you get it in this region in the long run, like you're gonna look good, but I would just keep waiting and keep looking at these indicators to see, when is this gonna be the bottom, right? When is this gonna cross and reverse the trend of it going down? Is it gonna hold this level? Is it gonna bleed? So there's a lot of things you can look at that are gonna help you kind of decide when's the best area to buy. Again, I think that if the market keeps going down, it's gonna keep bleeding. So I would wait. But if you look at BitTorrent specifically, if you want to get in, like you're anxious to get in, you can get in right there. If you're more patient and if you're willing to take a little bit more risk because it might not touch this level, who knows, then right there is a good buy signal. If you really want to be greedy, like really, really, like you don't even care about it, then you could, set your buy limit right there. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe, hit that bell, join the Telegram. Thank you guys so much. See you on the next one.